I'm in my third year of high school, and I still have the quote unquote true high school experience due to stuff. But I did go in person for my first year, semester 1, so let's base this video on that. I'm basically going to give you my overall experience and stories about high school, so buckle up, 8th graders, because you're gonna need to take notes if you're going to high school like mine. It's really hard to explain my first impression of high school, since in high school things get a little more complicated. Subjects are more complex, there are certain things you need in order to graduate aside from credits, and other weird stuff in general, really. For example, in the halls of my high school, you see people making out, blasting music, and pretend fighting, which may I add is not necessarily bad or weird, but you never really see people do that stuff in school very often, at least for my school. Trust me, my middle school was so bad that their budget went very low after purchasing many Chromebooks and robots to code. Oh, that's why we didn't get a graduation trip. Anyways, back to the topic. Aside from the smell of vape in the washrooms, I eventually got kind of used to it over time. Until I got weed slapped in my face! Whenever I walk home from school, I go with two friends of mine. And whenever we do go, we talk so much that we walk slower than usual. So it takes me about 30 minutes to get home, but really it should take about 15 to 20 minutes. But whenever we walk home, other of our friends would tag along occasionally. And one time I stopped walking with them for a week. We were waiting for each other at the end of high school as usual, and I got one of my friends to tag along, but someone else came. It was me in the group, plus my friend, and a dude who always showed up to school high. I have nothing against anyone who smokes or vapes. In fact, some of my friends do, but whenever they pull out the weed, I get extremely uncomfortable. Don't get me wrong, I won't judge you for smoking or anything related. It's just something that I plan to avoid for obvious and personal reasons. Anyways, now it's just the people I hang out with, plus Snoop Dogg. And you might see nothing wrong with that, except I have strict parents, and so does my friend. If I come home smelling like weed, I will be slapped away from existence, and so will my friend. And this dude was in front of us too. I was uncomfortable, my friend was uncomfortable, my other friend is talking about how much he adores Latino culture. To make it clear, we had enough of this, but luckily both of our houses are pretty close to each other, and the path we're all taking requires us to split up eventually anyway, so we both make up an excuse to split up early to make sure we don't smell like a gangster's paradise. But you might think, so why did you leave your friend group for a whole week? Because Snoop was still with us during that week. I have another story, but I'll leave that for another video. If this video gets 100 views, I'll work on making part 2, which will probably release 2 weeks from this video upload date. With that being said, I'll see you in the next one.